Hi there, my name is Asha Wilkerson, and I am an attorney and also a business coach and the facilitator for the TRANSCEND business membership. I won't say that I'm the owner, I'm the creator of it, but really it's owned by all the people who are members inside. But let me get to the point of why I'm jumping on today. I just had this thought today, last couple days, and the question keeps coming up, like, don't you think that you're worth it? And don't you think that your business is worth it? Where did this come from? It came from talking to a few different people, and this happens all the time. People call me for a business consultation, trying to figure out should they be an LLC or a corporation. So they pick my brain, and then they go, well, can I just go to LegalZoom and do it myself? Like, well, if you could just go to LegalZoom, why didn't you just do it, right? But also, don't you think that you are worth getting the expert advice? Don't you think that your business idea is worth having an expert put their hands on it to make sure that it is formed correctly? Okay, so that's my personal thing, right? But I was thinking about that even with myself with coaching, right? I always am reading the next book, looking for the next thing, right? But sometimes there's that hesitance to want to pay for the next service. And about a year ago, I said, you know what, Asha? Pay for it. It's worth it. And if I'm worried about money going out and not coming back in, then I don't need to be an entrepreneur, right? Because the whole idea is to make money. But I can tell you one thing, you're not going to be a successful entrepreneur if you are afraid to take the risk and to bet on yourself. And the first risk that you take as a business owner is choosing someone to help you form your business. Maybe the next one is hiring a coach to help you guide you to where you need to go. I was even thinking about this in terms of like COVID stuff, right? And just the vaccination, and I was on one side, then I was on the other side, and then I ended up getting the vaccination. And sometimes I feel some kind of way about it because we don't have all the information. But so maybe the vaccine is not a better idea, not a great example, but like thinking about working out, right? I just went to this gym around the corner to see if I can get into their boxing classes to do some cardio, and it's expensive. It's not cheap. And I had to ask myself, Asha, don't you think that you're worth it? Don't you think that your health and your well-being is worth the money that you're going to spend? And sometimes when we're so used to not having enough, or when we have been brought up and raised with a scarcity mindset, and it happens all the time. A lot of times it's cultural. Don't spend your money on that, girl. Like, ooh, I can't believe you paid that money for, X, Y, Z. And sometimes that is warranted. But we get into this mindset of trying to get everything on the cheap. But you can't get everything on the cheap. A lot of times you get what you pay for, right? But aren't you worth it? I just want you to ask yourself that question this week. Aren't you worth the top-notch service? And if you can't afford top-notch, aren't you worth having some expert dive into your business? Aren't you worth paying the gym membership to get your body and your mind together? Aren't you worth the costs of therapy to be in a better emotional space, right? Aren't you worth making these investments? And if you are a business owner that is hoping one day to get some money or some business partners, how do you expect someone to invest in you when you won't invest in yourself? Right? That comes down to like, I keep thinking about like, this comes back to this kind of self-love thing. People talk about self-love these days and it's so popular, and it is. And people go, oh, I'm going to love myself. I'm going to get my toes done. Right. And like, okay, just treat yourself. Right. But that's not really, it may be an expression of self-love, but that's not really what that's talking about. Like treating yourself, loving yourself is giving yourself the best that you can give yourself. Right. And it doesn't always have to tie into a dollar amount, but if you were parenting yourself, if you were looking at yourself like that 5-year-old kid and you knew you needed a nap, would you tell your 5-year-old self to keep pushing and keep working? Probably not. You'd probably let your 5-year-old self lay down for an hour or so and take a nap, right? If you knew that you needed a break, would you push your 5-year-old self to keep going? If you knew that your 5-year-old self was hungry, would you tell her to hang on another 2 hours to go get some food? You're worth it. You are worth taking care of. Your business is worth taking care of. It's worth investing in. So that's all my rant today. I won't give you too much more. Hi, sister. I see you on here. But I just felt like that was just in my mind and on my heart, and I wanted to share, because all of these things, these mindset things, the way that we think about stuff, it is not disconnected, right? We want to be powerful business owners. We want to make money. We want to do all these things. We want to change the world. But no one's going to treat us any better than we treat ourselves, right? And if we don't take care of ourselves, how are we going to do all the other things that we need in a way that we need to? So, you know, you're worth it. You're totally worth it. Invest in the services that you need, whether it's business, mental, medical, physical. Do that. You are worth it. Your business is worth it. And not only is it important to do, but it's also necessary. So if you want to join a membership community that's talking about all of this stuff, take a look at Transcend. There's a link in my bio, and send me a DM if you have any questions. All right. Have a good night, everyone.